The very fact that you seek me out once more is in itself a token of wisdom. Do you truly feel you are ready to prove that you have read and understood the philosophy of death? Then we shall proceed to test the mettle of your acumen, for between life and death, death is the great. Let us proceed. Life is life's own goal. Last query. Boldly. Most impressive. Nothing short of miraculous. You have verily fathomed the message of my book. My undying respect is yours. Content in the knowledge that my legacy is in good hands. Ta-ta! I shall see you in the next life.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, proper. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thick. Oh, Hoggett, you're rotten to the bone. Oh, me poor, sweet plum.
This is intolerable. The momentum of time is slipping through our hands, and you're frittering away on
I could have had a new lamb by now if that Bruce had taken to a woolly lass instead of that heifer.
Focus!
Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Good day to you.
Sorry, sir.
You, again. Do feel free to depart from Seal at your earliest convenience. Oh, still not finished with that sorry matter? I see. You've come to report a dead sheep. A heap of mutton that sailed into view upon your robbing the grave of a councillor. Well, don't just stand there gawking like guppies. Hie yourself to Roberts the mortician. If anyone buried a sheep, obviously it was him.
Toasty!
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? Or have those infernal statues sent another soul flying to his... A sheep? That's a whole heap of nonsense. Don't bother me with... Come now, there's no need for all that then. I'll tell you the story as best I know it. I buried that blasted sheep, but I swear on my lucky left foot I had nothing to do with that body disappearing. 1 minute it was on my slab, you see. I left the room for just a moment to answer the bell in the front part. In its place was a sack containing more gold coins than I could even count. The message was clear. My business has been declining right alongside the rest of our blighted city. And that sack of gold was worth more than I made during one of the good years. I needed cash, and someone needed my silence. I knew I had to bury something or risk being found out. So that night, I stole into the market and made off with Bertia's fattest sheep. It was a bloody waste to stick so much fine meat into the ground to rot, but it had to be done. The next day, the pallbearers retrieved Jake's coffin, sealed to hide the body's terrible wounds, none the wiser that within the casket lay nothing more venerable than a slaughtered beast. Now, you can imagine I've spent more than my share of restless nights wondering who could have wanted that cadaver and for what purpose. I'm not an inch closer to imagining the why, but I've got a few inklings as to the who. Near as I can reckon, there are only 4 people who could have been involved. Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, Theleron's apprentice. Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our businesses, you know. And he's the only person in town with a second copy of the key to the mortuary. He could have used it to sidle in without a peep, if he were so inclined. Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. Came rapping at my door in the frosty morning before the sun had even started peeping, and told me to tell him, and only him, if I noticed anything strange or suspicious about the remains. Can't see why he'd bothered to go through all that trouble, unless he knew something the rest of us don't. I know it sounds strange suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so ghoulish as this, but there's few in this city could manage to transport a corpse without raising eyebrows. It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary, and there was something about her that night, some kind of excitement. Seemed she could barely contain her thoughts, that there was something thrilling about to happen. I can't quite settle it in my mind how a young medical professional would have such a strange reaction to an occasion such as that. And this may or may not have anything to do with the whole rigmarole. But her master, Dr. Theleron, bought an old shack of mine, one overtaken by undead, for an exorbitant price considering what he was getting. I never did figure what he wanted it for, but he sure seemed eager. I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of her husband, and I've seen hundreds pass through my parlor. It was she who rang my bell just before the body was snatched, lured me outside claiming she needed air before discussing the funeral arrangements. Some accomplice could have sneaked in and grabbed the remains while I was comforting the oh-so-overcome Esmeralda. That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it. Look, there's no need for all that. Take the gold then, and we'll call the rest even.
The earth here seems to have been freshly fertilized and aerated. Obviously, someone has taken great care to maintain this gravesite.
We most certainly will not. We'll respect this gravesite by leaving it be. I'd hate to see you ruin those lovely hands of yours with calluses and dirt.
All right, we'll do it.
You step away from...
I need a moment to reflect.
Compassion, indeed, seems rather less important.
Hello again. Terribly sorry, Source Hunter, but I seem to be fresh out of priceless relics for you to destroy. Is that so? Well, I handled the corpse myself, indeed, but I hardly knew the man in life. I was shocked when Ahu asked me to come to the crime scene, but Theliron had taken ill, and the responsibility fell to me. I arrived at the inn, where the body lay just where it had fallen. The injuries were like nothing I'd ever seen. A single intricate laceration wove like lace around every inch of his skin. I personally delivered the corpse the short distance to the mortician's house. As far as I know, everything was, as far as a magical murder is concerned, quite normal. That strange reaction you caused, blue lightning from a healing...
No, I know it's here somewhere.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
What? Oh, hello again. Please tell me how I can help you during your investigations. I know your plate is full enough to fill you for days. Jake? Murdered, you say? Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Now I remember. Well, I'm sure the facts will prove me innocent. Keep investigating. You'll see for yourselves in time.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is... Listen, if you're gonna accuse me of something, you would better find the evidence to... Well, what do you want to know? Sisal. Now that's a... I'm telling you, a neck...
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, proper with. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved. That louse! Did he even bother grilling a single luscious chop? I bet he wasted every last...
Well, hello there.
Sorry, sir.
Sauce hunter says that creep Robert stole my sheep.
And?
Well, aren't you going to arrest that stinking thief?
I'll have a talk with him, madam. Ah, the Source Hunter. Oh, joyous hour. Yes. Discovered anything? Oh, if you must. Oh, if you must. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects.
I'm warm as fresh
To
apple
leave the
pie.
city is to venture into deep.
consumes me!
Field medic reporting for duty.
Missed!
Face the unending darkness.
An invigorating fight that was. And what a killing blow you delivered.
Cheers! Yes, I handled myself like the best of the best, even if I do say so myself.
No need for false modesty where none is needed.
cooking spray!
No foe can stand before me.
7, aid me.
Try to resist this, worm!
Corruption! Freedom from my grasp is but a distant memory.
good as a new...
I need another chance. Fast.
On the mend! As good as a new penny.
Blitzbolt!
Dripping!
bully day. Pushing, pulling, lifting. Look at them muscles, huh? Just like my days at the... I used to sail the 7 seas with the best of them. Better than the best of them. But found my true calling at the county fair. The strongest man in Scythiel I was. And they built. Now those were swell times. How people marveled at my feats of strength. Boy, was I the cat's pajamas back then. Anyone could go up against me in a grand old bare-knuckle jamboree, but did they? Now, I'm not a violent guy. Don't get me wrong. You know there's no harm in a little roughhousing now and again. Putting on a show for the roaring crowd. Plenty challenged me in those days, but none managed to best Snorri. No, sir. Scrawny against brawny. Could have been a nice title fight at the fair. Here are the rules, hotshot. I'm gonna summon an item. Something only Snorri himself could smash. And if you can manage to break it in 35 seconds, you'll have won the challenge. Go getting any pie in the sky? Hope so, Pally. Noodle arms? So, what do you make of? I'll give this place the old 23 skidoo and find a worthy opponent in the Hall of Echoes. Sayonara!